welcome to The Last Word. I know I do not look like Coach because he is out, and I am Gabby Laspisa filling in as lead host tonight, and this is The Last Word on Stadium. Find us on Prime TV, YouTube TV, our YouTube channels, as well as everywhere that Stadium streams. Once again, I am Gabby Laspisa. Say no to Coach being here tonight. We will miss him, maybe a little bit. We don't know yet, but let me bring in my panel. First and foremost, Mr. Tommy Carlucci.
What's
Hello,
up,
sir.
Gabby? Coach took another day off. He's off again. He wasn't on coaching, bro. I was on there. I had to fill in for him. Glad you're doing it tonight. Welcome, everybody, to The Last Word.
To The Last Word. And our other panelists today, we've gotten off on the wrong foot before, but I think we're going to get along tonight because we don't have to worry about any arguments. Rafael Esparza joins us as well.
Good evening, Gabby. Good evening, Tommy. The A group is here on The Last Word tonight. It's the A group.
Yep.
I told Coach, be careful when I step into the lead host position. You might not get it back, but we'll see what the crowd thinks. You know what I mean? I don't know. We're going to have to see the reactions from everybody after tonight. Speaking of reactions, we started off Raw the same way we've started off the past couple weeks. We've seen Cena, Cody Rhodes, a little bit different, but let's start with you, Tommy. How did you think about that opening of Raw with Cena and Cody tonight?
You know, I couldn't wait to see what they were going to do face to face, and I think they brought it to another level tonight. They brought a lot of personal stuff in there. If you saw the promo, it was excellent by John Cena. His promo was excellent on Cody, but man, Cody coming back at him and just throwing shot after shot after shot and bringing up the chairman's name, which was unbelievable. I couldn't believe he did it. I'm glad he did it, but he threw a shot and it was hit by Cena, and you saw by his face, oh my God, he went there, and he did go there. I loved it. It's two great superstars in the ring, cutting a promo, moving this storyline along. So I really loved it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel the big debate a lot that I've seen online. Do you think Cody won the debate? Do you think Cena won? Who is better in the world? Rafael, what do you have to say about that?
I think Cody won just because he was the last man standing, if you want to look at what the promo was. But I'm watching the promo, listening to the promo, shock and awe, and I kept on looking at my remote. Is this Netflix? Is this USA? Because the stuff that they were saying was like, oh my gosh, just a shade back and forth, back and forth. I could have watched the 3 hours of that than the 3 hours of SmackDown I watched last Friday, because that duel that they had in the center of the ring this evening was fantastic.
I feel like you've been reading my socials, Rafael, because I actually tweeted I could watch 3 hours of just the two of them on a mic battle and be happy with Raw. But I did actually tweet that, so we're definitely on the same page. I appreciate it. My favorite line of the whole night had to be like, Cena, you're still my hero, but you are a POS, which I'm not going to repeat because I'm not allowed to curse on here as much as I want. But it did get very personal. You know, they did bring up a little bit of Vince, the other company, that kind of stuff. Tommy, how do you feel about that when they reference those kinds of things or reference the other companies? Because it's a very torn issue.
I don't have a problem at all. It's part of history, right? I mean, let's face it. Vince is a big part of this company. Without Vince, nobody is where they are today. And for everybody to do this against him right now because of his legal problems is just ridiculous. You're bringing up history of the company, has nothing to do with what's going on with his life today. And I think it's just a ridiculous thing that nobody brings his name up at all. And Cody didn't even do it. We just figured it out, right? So I think it's ridiculous. The man built this company where it is today on Washington Boulevard with the big building over there and TV production. The man built everything. And I don't know why they stay away from it. It's part of history, and that's it. We don't need to go into legal stuff. We're talking history of wrestling. And Cena and Vince were a big part of the history of Cena's career.
Yeah, I mean, and MJF tweeted something. I don't know, producer man, if we could pull up the tweet. Either way, I'm going to read it because I thought it was a little interesting. He said, I truly don't get why fans get up in arms when WWE mentions or references AEW, or when AEW mentions or references WWE. If you want to be treated like children, watch Elmo, or better yet, tell VKM to start a new promotion. Rafael, what are your thoughts on that?
MJF was 100% correct. Because every other sport does it. NBA makes fun of NFL players. I don't understand why we can't mention other wrestlers from other brands, no matter what company you work for. Just like you should mention Vince, because Vince is the reason why we are watching WWE right now. Vince is the reason why Cena was in the ring. If you're not going to mention his first name, just say McMahon. Then you can say, hey, we weren't talking about Vince. We could talk about Stephanie. We were talking about the Shane. Just mention his name. But I don't understand why we can't mention other brands and we can't mention Vince, because it's all the same thing.
And to go off of that as well, in my opinion, I think that the whole point of Cody Rhodes leaving and starting that company and coming back only adds to the resume of what this man has done as champion and who Cody Rhodes is. He literally took the ball himself, went off, started a new company that did pretty damn well for itself, and came back and is now on top of the world. He's the quarterback of the WWE. So you can't tell me that it's not a compliment to Cody Rhodes to even mention what he's done, because I think he's the only person to ever have done it, and to really, capitalize off of it, that I think it only makes him look stronger. So I don't think it's a downgrade at all to ever mention it. I think it only helps Cody's situation. We did see a little bit of physicality finally from the two of them tonight, which is what people were begging for. Tommy, enough physicality? Was it perfect? What did you think about?
I think it was perfect. I'm not into the physicality. I'd rather see them go head to head and see what's going to happen at WrestleMania. But just to refer quickly back what you were saying, just think of what Cody Rhodes did to his career. He left in a business that was dominated by WWE. There was no AEW. He took a chance on AEW. It succeeded, and he came back, and he's succeeding now as a champ. Just think about that for a minute. Nobody ever has done what Cody has done. I like the physicality. He left him laying. I thought it was perfect. Now we wait and see what happens moving forward. Will we see the final boss? I hope so.
Well, I mean, they are saying that this is the last, appearance apparently of Cena until WrestleMania. Raphael, we have 2 weeks until WrestleMania. Is this okay if this is how it ends for Cena, or do you think this is going to throw some cold water on this feud?
We need to see The Rock if we're not going to see Cena to WrestleMania. At least do a video, or The Rock come to Sacramento when the Raw is there. We're not going to see him at SmackDown because I do believe it's in Minnesota. The next one coming down there. So California has to see The Rock, or at least do 2 videos. John Cena can do a quick video to do something to keep this alive, because right now the heat is good, the fire is outstanding, and the back and forth words that they're both doing, I think, can work for 2 weeks if he's not going to be there physical.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to tell me that this is probably the hottest we've seen these two since the actual heel turn of Cena? And now I'm going to have to wait 2 weeks to see what's going to happen. I think if The Rock doesn't show up, this is totally going to cool down this feud, because right now this is what everybody's talking about. Clearly going to be the main event night 2. I mean, what do you think? So say Rock doesn't show up, Tommy, are we going to be able to just handle seeing Cody for the next 2 weeks as the champion? Like, would that hurt or help him?
I think it hurts if you're going to make the biggest baby face of all time a heel, and he's not showing up in the biggest show of the year for the next 2 weeks. At least, I mean, last year's storyline, it was done on social media almost every day with The Rock doing his storyline, putting a video out. I think Cena has to put something out at least once or twice to refer back to Cody. Hey, the time's getting closer. I can't wait till I get there. Blah, blah, blah. Some other BS. But Cody's going to have to carry it, because he's going to show up on SmackDown if he's needed. He's going to show up for Raw because he's a team guy, and he'll do what he has to do to get this storyline over.
Yeah, I mean, and we've talked about this, guys, coming down to this feud, who the betting odd favorites are to win this, right, Raphael? Didn't you say that it is Cena right now?
It is Cena. I mean, that's what the storyline is probably heading towards right now. Unless something can change in 2 weeks. We all know anything can happen in 2 weeks, but I see him still staying around the $2 favorite.
I want to see Cody win, right? I'm not the favorite. I am the other side of it, because if this is what Cena's doing, he's already pissed me off. Aside from aligning with The Rock, we've seen him now. We're not going to see him for 2 weeks now. There are the rumors he couldn't get physical because of a movie. He's doing this, he's doing that. What are we going to see if he does become champion at WrestleMania? Is he going to commit to us seeing him every single week? Are we going to see him get physical? It's a lot of questions that I don't like seeing the answers to, because guess what? Cody has shown up as my champion every single time he's called to show up as champion. I mean, those chants for Cody tonight were making the chills on my back. Like, he is so over, probably one of the most over baby faces I've ever had the privilege of watching in real time. Tommy, do you think that there's any possibility that Cody, I know the odds are against him, Cody wins and it can make sense at WrestleMania?
I think it's a small possibility that he wins. I think they really want Cena to grab the 17th time to break Ric Flair's record, so they don't have to refer to Ric Flair. They can refer to John Cena as one of those original own. As we know, Ric Flair came from WCW. That probably hurts a little bit for people who are into history. I'm not into history that much, but I think Cena will win at WrestleMania. And by the way, Gabby, he has to show up after that. He's got to be done with some movies. And for the next 3 months, he's got to be dedicated to the WWE product.
Oh, Raphael wants to say something.
I kind of disagree because what's Cena been doing
Oh.
right now? He wants to take home this belt
Yup.
so that he can video at home. Hey, I'm not at Raw because I'm at home. I retired this belt. They can sell that for a couple of weeks or sell it to at least maybe SummerSlam. So I can see Cena just laying on his couch doing a quick promo. Hey, the belt is with me. That's why I'm not here.
That's a big ball drop. That's a big ball drop.
I mean,
I'm
but
sorry.
that is what he said. No, you're good. That is what he
Yeah.
said in his promo. He said, I'm going to get the championship and go home and take it because you guys don't deserve to see me do anything else. And I want to ruin wrestling for you. If he wants to ruin wrestling for you, I don't know why anyone is debating if he should be winning or not. Why would you want the person who wants to ruin wrestling for you and take the
Right.
title belt off every week to go home with it? I
Right.
still don't understand the feuding fans where it's like, Cena sucks. We love Cena. I want to hear from the people. I wish I could be like, why do you want Cena to win? You just think it's going to elevate? I don't think it's going to elevate anything. Cody has shown up time after time, and that's what we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see Cena until SummerSlam. Could you imagine if
Wow.
from WrestleMania to SummerSlam, he's just chilling at home with it and everyone's just angry? Like that's a possibility, Tommy. And then you're going to be eating your words saying that you wanted him to win at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that I don't want him. I think I think they want him to win just to get the 17th title to
Sure.
break the record of Flair. That's the only reason why I think it's going to happen. Other than that, I don't think it will happen at all. I like Cody being the champ. I'm not, you know what? And I'm not tired of him either because he
Right.
reinvents himself every time. He can go any way you want in a match. He can cut a promo. He can do anything. I really enjoy Cody Rhodes as being the champ. I would love to see him continue as champ.
I mean, Cody is like the guy that does it all, right? And by the way, his suit tonight was
Oh,
1,000 out of 10. How nice. I think all men should wear pinstripe
That
suits at all
pinstripe was
times.
huge.
oh, he's sharp. He's
And
a
then
sharp
his
dude.
and then his tie matched the belt. I'm
Oh,
just saying. I was like, wow. And then Cena comes out in his t-shirt again every single
yeah,
time because
yeah.
he's too lazy to put on a suit or be taken seriously. But he wants us to take him seriously, even though he's this angry man who's now aligned with The Rock. And I did like that we talked about possibly a faction kind of coming from this. But I think it is pretty much a necessity that we need to see The Rock at some point before WrestleMania. He hasn't made any explanation about anything. Do you think that'll happen, Raphael? And I mean, I want your take on this.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, he missed week 1 of UFL and had to put a video because
Oh,
everyone was buzzing on social media that he wasn't at any of the UFL week 1 games. I think that's why he had to do the video that he apologized. I'm hoping he's there, but I would say, if I had to put odds on, I'm saying we don't see him.
wow. Could you imagine we don't see him? I don't know what Cody would be doing for 2 weeks until
Yeah.
WrestleMania because he's already cut a million good promos of his life. He's doing everything he needs to be done, but there's only so much we can take and not get angry and just be like, all right, we just want to see the match. Like, let's move this along. Because I
Yeah.
think this was the perfect cherry on top for it, but WrestleMania is not this weekend. So
That's right.
we got to keep it going and we got to figure this out.
Yep.
I do something I liked that you said, Tommy, as well, is that no matter what, like Cody's over, and this is he's reinvented himself in all these different ways, but he is this uber babyface. And, he kind of sat in the chance for a little bit, I would say, in the beginning tonight, because they started his chance like for a while. And I know you hate that when it comes to Jay. Why is it different for you when it comes to Cody?
I just think Cody's just a different animal. I think
Yeah.
Cody, the way he conducts himself, the way he reacts to the crowd, the way he reacts to his talent. That's why in this storyline, you need confrontation for him to be combative, to be say, hey, I'm ready for this match. It can't end here. But I just like the way he reacts to whatever happens in the ring or whatever happens to him. And he just keeps moving forward all the time. He's so confident in his ability on cutting a promo, getting down in the ring, or whatever the case may be. He's confident in whatever he does.
And speaking of that, we're talking reactions. We're talking these international crowds. We're going to get way more into these international crowds when it coming up next in our promo school. So make sure you stick around because we're getting to that next. This is the last word. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the last word on Stadium. And without further ado, I bring you to promo school. That is right. I am your host, Gabby Laspisa, alongside Tommy Carlucci, Rafael Esparza, and I am handing the mic over to you, Tommy. Bring us to promo school.
Oh, is it really done, guys? Are we done with this international tour? Are we done with this friggin' international crowd singing every entrance of every top superstar every week for the past 3 weeks? Cody Rhodes, Rollins, every top superstar singing a song, and Rollins would suck it up every time, holding the mic up just to kill time for 5 minutes to hear this dumb crowd sing these friggin' songs. I'm done with it. I am so done with by today's show. I was done with the crowd singing Cody, Cena. I'm done with it. I know we're going to be somewhere, Chicago, wow, somewhere for Raw. And if you sing one song, I'm going to come out there and punch them right in the face. I get it. You're the international crowd. You don't get WWE all the time, but you got to sing right through the promo all night long. I am tired of it. I saw it in Berlin. I saw it when they were in France, and I'm like, they shook the roof. Great. I am tired of international crowds singing WWE superstars' song. Done.
Wow, Tommy. That was a little sad because I'm in the opposite of you.
Me
I have
too.
to
Me
say.
too.
Yeah, I love the energy and the hype of the international crowds. I sitting at home feel like I'm there because they're so into it. And these people have not seen Raw and SmackDown as much as we get to in the States. So like let them start their chants. Let them do whatever they want to do. They don't get it all the time like us spoiled Americans do whenever we want to see. We could travel to these different states. Like they're just appreciative to see their favorite superstars in their hometown. Raphael agrees with me, which is the first, but I wanted to hear your take as well.
I 100% agree because we're spoiled. We get to
Right.
see it anytime we want. We can buy a plane ticket and go somewhere and see it. They don't. I would love to sing it. And it makes me realize that maybe us wrestling fans here in the States, we maybe won't appreciate it as much. Maybe we should sing it. Maybe we should do more crowd interaction. We don't. Sometimes it's crickets out there. Even the small matches are fun to watch overseas. I'm all for it.
Tommy,
Oh,
come on. You got to
all
say it
right.
adds a little bit to it. You got
It
the,
does
the
add.
chants
I'm
and stuff.
serious. It
It
does
adds.
add, but it just gets annoying after a while when they don't let the talent talk or
Cody,
anything.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Cody Rhodes. I think it's, by the way, I want to bring that back to the States. I want us to start that chant because it's a good one. They were doing
I
it a
like
little
it.
bit for EO too. I thought it
Yeah.
was awesome. And I think the X-rated chants are my favorite when they say like "F you, Cena."
Yeah.
And that kind of, like that's gotta be funny. And you can't tell me it didn't help with the Logan stuff. They didn't even let Logan talk tonight. That's how much he's hated and the crowd hated him.
So
Tom.
many middle
Well,
fingers in against no
Yeah,
no Roman Reigns ones up there. A lot of middle fingers today.
for sure.
well, that helps Logan out definitely because he knows how to react to all that stuff, which
Yeah.
makes him really good at what he does.
Yeah. I mean, and I will say that kid that, Cena called out in the crowd, that very first promo, that kid's going to be famous the rest of his life. That shot of that kid who is upset that Cena is a bad guy now will forever be known as that kid. So he's going to be famous forever.
Yep.
I think the crowd's helped, so I disagree with you
All
on that.
right.
But all right, our next promo, we got to throw it to our guy Vince Russo because he was with you on Coach and Bro today, Tommy, and he had his own promo that he had to hit. Let's play that.
Welcome to Russo's Rant. I got a couple of things to say about this week's show from the UK. First of all, old negative Nelly here, old bitter, old grumpy. I want to put over the John Cena, Cody Rhodes promo. Finally, they got away from the crowd and Cena making it an issue between him and the fans. And finally, they got into a little promo with a little meat on the bone where they were throwing some live barbs at each other, and it was quite good. And if you saw today, man, I did the Coach and Bro show, and I mentioned you got to bring VKM into this conversation. And sure enough, they did. There was a mention of the former boss. But I got to tell you, man, Vince McMahon taught me this himself. You can't be half pregnant, man. If you're going to go, then go all the way. But at least they touched upon it. The only thing that didn't work for me was the finish, because I've seen it take Cody 4 and 5 crossroadses to beat an opponent, but it only took one to kill John Cena. I don't know if John was overselling or what, but I did not buy the finish. My rant of the week, Michael Cole, quit telegraphing everything. You've been doing this long enough to know how not to telegraph the obvious. The more you say Rhea Ripley isn't going to WrestleMania, the more we know she's going to WrestleMania in a three-way. Michael Cole, how long do you have to be doing this before you finally get it? Nothing personal, my friend, just what I saw. That is it, everybody. That is my rant. I'll see you next week.
Never loss of words, that Vince Russo.
Never.
You know what I mean? Never. He's always got something to say about something. Tommy, you are someone, you talk about Cole a lot that you've mentioned. What was your take on what he said about that?
Yeah, while I was watching that match, I was hearing Cole say that. I'm like, why is somebody in his ear telling him that, or he just did it on his own? Now, back in the day, he used to be the chairman in his ear. I'm not sure if Triple H is in his ear anymore or what, but he did hit it a lot. Noticing him saying that, and it does make it obvious that there's something going to happen in the next 2 weeks where this is going to be a triple threat, right? This match today, and we'll talk about that in a little while, was kind of crazy of what happened and everything. But it does make it seem a little obvious that this is eventually going to be a triple threat match.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil what I'm going to talk about and flip the script, because I'm going to lay into the women's stuff because it's been bothering me for weeks, but we're not talking about that right now. I want to tackle the other thing Vince talked about, Raphael. Did you think that finish of the promo battle between Cena and Cody was good for you, or did you agree with Vince and not like it?
Oh, I agree with Vince, but at the same time, I'm working on WrestleMania prep bets, and one of the prep bets was how many Cody cutters would he do during the match in WrestleMania. So maybe it will be one, because John Cena's no spring chicken. So maybe one Cody will wipe him out. So right now, I'll probably make it 2.5, 3.5 for the WrestleMania match. But yeah, overselling one. Cena looked like he was dead in the center of the ring.
Yeah, he doesn't look great. He looks a little old. He doesn't look great, in my opinion. I think Cody looks better. But I enjoyed it. I thought you kind of had to sell it. And like I said, there was that rumor that he wasn't allowed to be physical right now, apparently, before WrestleMania. And if that's the case, then that does make sense. But it did, I would say, maybe spoil it a little bit, because I did think maybe it was a bit of an oversell. And Tommy, I know you might agree with me on that.
Yeah, I think it was an oversell, but I think it was we got to feel the moment, right, guys? I mean, Rhodes was pissed off. Cena knows the moment. If he just gets back up, it just makes Cody look like an asshole. Oh, what are you going to do next? If he lays there, it makes you think, oh my God, is Cena really prepared for Cody Rhodes? So I think Cena, it was the capture of the moment of the promo, how it happened, and Rhodes walking out and everything like that. I think Cena did the right thing by just taking the hit like that.
I would have loved to see Cena get physical to Cody first to really piss Cody off, because angry Cody is like what I believe in best, and that's my favorite version of him. So, and Cena is the heel in this. So, I mean, for him to take the first punch makes sense. But I don't want to fix anything that's not broke, and I don't think tonight was broken at all. And another positive thing, now I'm gonna shoot my promo, guys, because I enjoyed something tonight that I did not expect to enjoy, and that was the whole segment with Jimmy, Jay, and Gunther. It was the first time in this entire feud between Jay and Gunther that I was emotionally attached to what I saw on my screen. Involving Jimmy was a smart move. Getting him busted open in the middle of the thing, his blood everywhere, showing Gunther smiling in front of him. Poor Jay is crying that he can't help his brother. He's attached to the ropes. You know what I mean? Like, listen, was it a little dramatic? Sure. But I'm dramatic, and I like that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, you're trying to make Gunther this monster and Jay this over babyface that we want to see come through and win. And that's exactly what I saw tonight. And it was the first time I was actually excited to see their match and kind of looking forward to it. And it was a little more legs than what we always see with Jay coming out and yeeting for 10 minutes straight. Raphael, your thoughts on this as well?
I agree. I love this Gunther. I don't want to see I don't want to hear ring general anymore. I want this Gunther. I want the blood on his chest. I want beating up siblings. If it was my twin brother, I'd be laughing that he's getting beat up, not crying like the other Uso was. But I love this Gunther. And finally, they're making him me likable. I like him now. I didn't like him before. I was with Tommy. He was dull, boring. But if I get this one, I'm all board. He can have the belt. Keep the belt.
Yeah, and I do think, Tommy, you've been a little critical on the Jay Gunther thing. You've definitely been one most vocal about it. Did you enjoy what you saw from that storyline tonight, or do you think
You know what, Gabby? It started last week with the slap. When
Yep.
Jimmy slapped him, and then he turned around with a smile, it's like, boy, you got to bring better than that. And then the pre-tape with Jimmy and Jay, where they shake hands and he holds him, and he says, just be careful, because Jay knows Gunther could be dangerous. And for what he did tonight, zip tying him to the rope and then just battering pillar to post, blood all over his face, watching his brother Jimmy and not be able to get to him,
Yeah.
and that has picked this storyline up twofold. We told you it had to get personal. We told you that Jimmy had to get involved, and that's what they're doing. And they're making Gunther look like a killer, and I friggin' love it. When he put the blood on his chest
Yep.
and tasted it and spit,
Oh, yeah.
dude, I'm a believer right now. But what it does to Jay, right? We're thinking, what's in Jay's head now? Look what the animal just did to my brother. Can I handle this? He was questioning it a week before in the interview with his brother. So they're going the right way with Jay. Can I do it? Am I down and out? Look what he just did to my brother. More to come with this, and I love it. I'm in. I'm in.
I think this elevated their feud. It maybe was PG-13 and now it's rated R, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And I think that's what we needed to make it believable, to care about Jay winning and to want Gunther to lose as much as we do, because the emotional investment is everything. All right, well, coming up, we got some hits, we got some misses, but we are going to be flipping the script on some stuff that we want to see changed. So don't go anywhere. We are coming up with that next. Welcome back to The Last Word on Stadium. I am your host, Gabby Laspisa, stepping in for Coach tonight. And right now it is time to flip the script. I love that music. All right, Gabby Laspisa here with my panel, Tommy Carlucci, Rafael Esparza. And I'm going to start again with Mr. Tommy Carlucci. What are you flipping the script on tonight, my friend?
You know what? This is a perfect segment for these guys. Flip the script. You want to talk about guys who have flipped the script in their career? Let's talk about the New Day, who were the biggest baby faces for over 10 years. They were on serial box. They were all over the place. Everybody loved the New Day till they ousted out Big E and they turned into heels, and they have reinvented themselves. They won their match tonight. They are believable heels. They are unbelievable talent. And when you give talent something like this, when you switch from a baby face and your merchandise selling to heel, that's a big time turn for a talent when you're a talent. And you know what? X-Man and Kofi has done it, and they have done it in a great way. Next thing for me is, boy, I would love to see them big tag team champs. We'll see what happens. But a big kudos to X-Man and Kofi for flipping the script on their career.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it initially happened, people were like, is this going to be a believable thing? It's the New Day. They were one of the most beloved tag teams of all time. And when it happened, we were like, is this just going to be a one-off? Like, it's going to be shocking, and then we're not going to see them win or do anything. I absolutely love it. I almost prefer them as heels than as baby faces. I want to get your take on this a little bit, Raphael. What do you think about all this?
Ever since I turned heel, I can't eat pancakes anymore because
I know.
I like the real New Day. I like the good
Sad.
guys of New Day, but I like the flip script. But they had to. I mean, the only thing I'm kind of saying, to me, I still want the story to finish with Big E. I thought they left something open on that one, but I like the script. I like the new guys, and I think they will be champs really soon. I'm saying SummerSlam.
Ooh, interesting. I do miss their old theme song, though. It was hyped up. I loved when they would come out and throw the pancakes and play the little whatever those instruments were. That was fun. All right, Raphael, what are you flipping the script on for us tonight?
I'm going to flip the script to the wise man, to Paul Heyman. Flipping the script means pick somebody. I don't want you to be best friends with both Roman Reigns and best friends with CM Punk. What, is Brock Lesnar going to enter the match and you have 3 best friends against Seth Rollins? Pick someone for me. I don't want you CM Punk kissing you because he owes you a favor. I don't want Roman Reigns patting you on the back because he's your wise man. I just flip the script, pick one, screw the other one over, just pick somebody.
Well, do you have a preference on who you want him to pick? Because you can't just say that and then not say if you want one or the other. That's kind of a cop-out.
I would probably say Roman.
Oh, interesting. Tommy, who would you
He's gonna pick Seth Rollins. He's gonna swerve everybody.
Wow, I like that.
Really throwing a wrench in there,
Wow.
Tommy. You just like to throw a match and watch
That's
the
a
world
good
burn.
one.
You just like, you're evil like that. People think you're the nice one and you're the evil one. Because I would hate that, by the way. I would hate that. I think I want to know what this favor is going to be for Punk. That's what I want to know the most out of anything, because it's, he got emotional, Punk, on SmackDown with the whole main eventing WrestleMania, and Heyman told him they have some weird connection. They have that weird vibe. I think he's going to choose Punk, and it's going to piss off Roman. But who needs Paul more, Tommy? Do you think Punk even needs Heyman in his corner?
No, he doesn't. But can you imagine if it was Rollins? They could say he was in cahoots with Rollins of making Roman not win the Royal Rumble, right? And Heyman was in cahoots with Rollins. If they did that, just think of those potential storylines you could have there.
I guess, but then what would be the motivation for Heyman to do that?
He's Paul Heyman.
You can't trust him.
I guess. Listen, I'm such a Paul Heyman fan. I don't even care, because whoever he's with, I'm going to automatically like 100 times more just because it's Heyman. But I'd rather see him with a talent that needs him, and none of them need him.
Punk doesn't need him. Punk doesn't need him.
Not at all. But
no.
All right, now it's my turn, guys. The big boss girl is ready to go, because I've been wanting to talk about this main event we saw tonight. I need to flip the script on this, because I'm so angry still that this is the direction that we're heading into WrestleMania with these women, because I just think the ball was dropped so badly on what we're seeing between Rhea and Bianca and Io, and it just does not make sense to me. And I keep waiting and hoping and wishing it's going to get better, and it just seems to not get better. You have the challenger come out, Rhea Ripley. Massive, massive, massive reaction from the crowd. Io comes out. Okay reaction to your champion, okay? That is an embarrassment. I cringed watching that. I'm like, oh my God, like that's bad. Like, it's bad. You can't have the challenger getting more of a reaction than the champion. And then we head into the match. We knew Bianca was going to be part of the distraction. We kind of knew that was going to happen. I didn't hate how it all happened with Rhea basically winning, but Bianca wasn't in there to count it, so it didn't count, blah, blah, blah. We're obviously heading to a triple threat. But here's the one thing that I really, really bugged me. They call it, Bianca calls off the match, whatever, double disqualification. And then they announce, because of this, Io has retained as champion. Okay, so now Rhea's pissed off and attacking Bianca on the outside. Why the hell does Io have to go and attack them? Girl, you're still the champion, so you're going to WrestleMania. Why do you give a crap what these two are doing? Let them kill each other outside the ring, because whoever beat up the other one, if it's Bianca, because they haven't announced triple threat, let Rhea beat her to a bloody pulp, because that's her you're facing at WrestleMania. Why are you angry and getting involved? You just won the match and you're going to Mania. It doesn't make any sense. You just look like a champion who's a little girl who's pissed off. And it doesn't make sense to me. At the end of it, you see Rhea standing tall and Bianca even getting booed. Everybody wants to see Rhea at WrestleMania. Everybody's cheering for Rhea Ripley. Even when she hit Bianca and threw her on the thing, they were cheering. This is Bianca Belair. She's a massive baby face, and they are cheering for Rhea Ripley to slam her down the ring in the middle of the ring. It's not making any sense, and I think it's hurting these women more than it's helping them, and I don't think this storyline is going to end well. If they keep it a triple threat and Io wins at WrestleMania, I'm going to be very unhappy. I went a little long, okay, guys? I had a lot I had to say.
No, I agree with you totally. I mean, why is Io Sky interfering? I let them beat the hell out of each other.
Makes no
What
sense.
do I care? I'm still going to be at WrestleMania, and I'm still the champ. I don't get it one iota. And you're right. When your champ gets out-chanted by the challenger and Rhea Ripley, there's something wrong there. Something's got to change, and it's got to change quick. Hey, Io's a great superstar. She could work in the ring and everything, but she can't carry that title like Rhea or Bianca could carry that title moving forward.
Raphael, I got to get you in on this because we're angry. Are you disagreeing or agreeing? I got to know your thoughts.
I texted saying that Io was going to be the champion. I got a lot of negative back on that one because so far in WrestleMania, past 5 WrestleManias, a 2-1 underdog has cashed a ticket, and right now I'd make Io a 2-1 underdog as a favorite to win that match. But I understand why Io went out there to fight. Aretha Franklin said it perfect. She wants her respect back. They disrespected her in the ring, not 1 week, but 2 weeks in a row. So if I was Io, I would go back there and start throwing punches because I want my respect from these 2 monsters that I have to go battle with in WrestleMania.
Listen, Raphael, you just mentioned that you said you think at WrestleMania Io is going to win and retain. What do we see following that? Where do we go from there, though, with the kind of reactions that she's getting from the crowd? As a champion, you really think she can carry this for as long as you think she can?
No, I think if for being serious, no, that I think they're gonna give it to Rhea just because I think Becky is gonna come back and I see them going at SummerSlam, Becky and Rhea at SummerSlam. But
wow.
I'm just saying that it wouldn't shock me if they have Io keep the belt and maybe have Bianca and Rhea battle on a couple pay-per-views to carry it because those 2 really don't need a championship. They're still gonna get pops no matter if they have a belt or not.
Tommy, you just said wow to what he said, so I need to know your reaction to what Raphael just stated.
If Io continues to be the champ after WrestleMania, I will be shocked. I'm telling you, shocked. When you got 2 superstars like Rhea and Bianca, you give one of them the title. You don't give it to Io, who, let's face it, she doesn't speak the great English,
Right.
around. You got Rhea, who's a fan favorite. Bianca's a fan favorite, and you're giving Ida the title. She's had it for a while. And was she looking for respect? She's the champ. She
Right.
doesn't need it. I'm the champ. I don't need the respect. Sit in the corner, watch them beat each other up. But if she wins after WrestleMania, I have no idea where they're going with this storyline with the championship.
You just can't let it happen. I honestly think it would be such a disaster if she continued to be the champion after this. And by the way, if she doesn't, it's the weirdest blip in the championship history of her just winning the title to then retain whatever, make it a triple threat. I honestly think this is the first time for me I've seen a crack in creative when it comes to the women in WWE.
Huge crack.
I think, but I think that they thought it was going to be a hit and it was a miss, and they're scrambling to figure out a way to make it make sense. But we as viewers, as I'm like, that's not helping. That's not having it make any sense. Because say Becky does come back at SummerSlam, you're going to tell me Becky has any story with Io to come back? I'm going to be like, give it to Becky immediately for the love of God, because I need it to happen. But there's already a story with Bianca. There's already a story with Rhea. And honestly, it comes down to, I don't think it should have been Charlotte Tiff at the end of the day. It should have been Charlotte Rhea always, and it should have been Bianca Tiff, and they could have went with it because I think Charlotte's just burying Tiffany every week right now, and that match could have been a much bigger caliber match if it was. I think, and tell me if you agree with this, Tommy, if they put Charlotte with Rhea, it could have been a main event match at WrestleMania this year.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. You got 2 professionals, 2 big-time superstars who can work in the ring and cut a promo. They're both the same size, face-to-face. Can you imagine? I thought it was going to be Rhea. And when Charlotte came back, I thought she was going to go after Rhea when Rhea had the title. But that's not happening. Rhea Charlotte is a main event match on either night.
Can you imagine this? Charlotte loses and John Cena wins. That means the Flair last name had a horrible WrestleMania weekend.
Oh my God. And then Ric Flair comes out and challenges everybody. No, I'm just kidding. Could you? No, I do think it was a miss. I think if you had Bianca challenge Tiff, it could have been kind of, latching on to the distraction between Jade and Naomi. We got a great promo from Naomi on SmackDown. I think it's a huge miss. I guess we're going to have to see what happens on Raw on Monday now, if Adam Pearce is going to come out and say, well, she did win, but the ref wasn't there because of this. Now it's a 3-way, but I'm not sold on it. And I honestly, unfortunately, think it makes Bianca look weak and it makes Io look weak. And it only makes Rhea look strong at the end of the day. And she's the one you didn't need to make look strong because she was already so over that it's such a miss in every single way that if they do not put the strap on Rhea, it's going to be very hard for them to continue building this women's division for me for the rest of the year. And it's sad because there's such a talented division and there's so many women I'm invested in. But I don't want to have to rely on Becky Lynch coming back for something good to happen. But all right, that was Flip the Script. It was a good one, guys. And we're almost wrapping up here. But before we do, we're going into the D's next. So stick around. We are back. It is the last word on Stadium. I am your host, filling in for Coach Gabby Laspisa, along with my panel of Tom Carlucci, Rafael Esparza. And in the news of WWE, we had an interesting take as Jackie Redmond went around asking some of the roster, what is something that everyone likes and they hate? We need to listen to this.
What is something everyone loves that you do not like? I will go first. Mine is Nutella. I don't get it. I think it's disgusting. Do you not like chocolate?
The Beatles.
Wait. You don't like the Beatles? Are you hearing this, Alicia Taylor?
I don't like the Beatles. I was shocked that I found someone else that doesn't like the Beatles.
There are two of you at the same table?
Look at this right here.
This is a bond, an instant bond being formed. Explain yourself.
Overrated.
Just a bunch
What?
of
That is
overrated,
insane.
100% overrated. Phony boy band that was manufactured and went through phases. Oh,
No.
we're hippies now. We're psychedelic now.
I just feel like everyone says, "Oh, I love the Beatles," because they feel like they have to say they love the Beatles. Also, I do
Stop this!
You're also straight
Oh
Stop
my
this!
God.
You two are just cut from the same.
You, Sergeant Pepper.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
First of all, for CM Punk to say that is one thing. For this other Yahoo with the ridiculous hairdo, Tommy, number one, I don't know who that is. Number two, who has she ever beat to call the Beatles? Who was that person?
She was a ring announcer.
Oh my
from SmackDown. Yep.
Tommy, here. Tommy, hold on, Tommy. Tommy, hold on. Tommy! Tattooed on my body. The Fab Four. Tommy, tattooed. Tattooed, Tommy, on my body. How dare CM Punk? How dare he badmouth the Beatles, man?
Boy band? Is he friggin' crazy? They were iconic. They changed everything in the industry. They had two of the best writers ever in Lennon and McCartney. And you know what they did that nobody does? They moved with the times and they got better and better.
All right. If you weren't already aware of the voice, that was Mr. Vince Russo with you, Tommy, on Coach and Bro, having a heavy reaction to the fact that CM Punk is not a fan of the Beatles, Tommy. Breaking news.
Yeah, and calling them a boy band. You know what a boy band is? That's in sync, buddy.
Yeah, it is.
Not the Beatles being a boy band, who were an iconic band. I'm older than all of you guys. I grew up with the Beatles. They were incredible. They changed with the times. Lennon McCartney, and it's in the history books, one of the best songwriters ever. Abbey Road, probably the best album ever out there if you're into the rock thing. But the Beatles were an iconic band. They changed the industry. They are not a boy band. They're not in sync. They're not none of that stuff. They were an iconic band that changed the music industry. Wake up, CM and Alicia Taylor. I think you bumped your head. I'm sorry. You bumped your head.
This brings me to a point. I don't know if you feel very strongly about the Beatles, Raphael. I'll give you the floor if you do, but I do. I mean, do you care that much? I could go either way.
I can go either way, but one of the best shows I've seen in Las Vegas, and me and my wife seen about 20 times, was the Love Show at the Mirage, because I used to get free tickets all the time because I worked there. But one of the best Circus du Soleil show was the Love Show.
My favorite thing about the Beatles, because I'm into conspiracy theories, is that Paul McCartney is actually dead. On all this. That's my favorite part about the Beatles. I'm just saying. But this brings me to a question. Is there anything you guys don't like that everybody else loves? Tommy?
Yeah, it's In Living Color, his band. I haven't heard of them in like 40 years or whatever they are. So take that, CM Punk. It's In Living Color. All right. And that Travis Scott, that little runt who needs a payback from Cody. And we better see it somewhere down the line. Him knocking out Travis all over the friggin' arena. That's what I want.
Oh, man. I love Angry Tommy. I wish we could just do this for the whole hour of this show. It's just you saying shit
New
you don't
segment.
like that other people like. I know. I'm not allowed to curse, but one's okay. Raphael, what's something you don't like that's universally loved?
Amazon Prime. I don't understand. Are we that lazy that we can't go get a pair of underwear? Do we have to get it shipped to our house or groceries at our house? When my wife, at the end of the day, she gets so much stuff at Amazon Prime, my living room looks like the UPS store because there's just boxes everywhere. I don't understand the fixation of Amazon Prime that we need everything one day shipped.
Yours sounds like a personal problem that you should probably talk to your wife about. I feel like you don't hate Amazon Prime. You hate how your wife shops on Amazon Prime. That's a different issue that you've got going on that needs to maybe, be spoken about in the privacy of your own home,
I just
Raphael.
spoke about it.
I think Amazon Prime is awesome. You could just get something to your door if you don't have a car, if you can't make it to the store. If you're sick and you need to get some kinds of medicine sent to yourself, Amazon Prime, it's amazing. I'm not talking crap about Amazon Prime ever. And it's their spring sale right now. So they're really helping me out. I'm saving a lot of money on some stuff that I need. Okay?
Laziness. We're just lazy that we can't go to the store anymore. We're lazy.
Yeah, I'll take it. The store is filled with millions of people that are rude. I don't need it sometimes. Social anxiety is a thing. People don't like it. I got to disagree with you on that one. But my number one, and I got to say this, and you know this, something universally loved is not even the way to say it. The number one maybe pop star of all time, I do not like, and that is Taylor Swift. I'm so sorry to everyone listening. Hopefully it's not a lot of Swifties. I'll get canceled tomorrow. But that is one reason why I don't like her. She hides behind the Swifties. They fight every battle for her. She's supposed to be about women's empowerment. She's got a new boyfriend every minute of the day. She's ruined the NFL because she shows up at every game, pretends like she doesn't want to be on the Jumbotron, but she's on the Jumbotron. Your boyfriend didn't even play good in the Super Bowl, but let's pretend like he should be in all these movies and stuff now. Get over it. You sing, your songs are very good songwriting, catchy tunes. If I was 13 years old and a girl, I would love your music. I think if you're a girl in your 20s or 30s and you idolize Taylor Swift, you got some things you got to work through. And that's my take on it. I don't know. You guys big Swifties?
No.
No, but I ain't making fun of them because those Tay-Tays are cray-cray. I ain't saying anything negative about them.
I'm not making fun. I just don't get it. Don't come after me. It's not my cup of tea. Okay, guys? I don't hate her.
I love you, Taylor Swift. I love you.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah. Anyway, this is the perfect time. It is time for the last word. See in the next 2 weeks heading into WrestleMania. So, Tommy, I'm starting with you. What's something you need to see to be happy heading into WrestleMania?
I got to tell you guys, I'm invested in Gunther and Jay. I want to see where this goes. I want to see what kind of state of mind they put Jay in next week on the program. I want to see where he's at, what they're doing with Jimmy, what Gunther's up to. I'm still obviously Cody Cena. They got to figure out some way where they have to get somebody up against Cody. Cody can't carry this for the next 2 weeks and not hear anything from Cena at all, or even the final boss. Something's got to happen there. I'm interested in Logan Paul and AJ Styles too. I think that match could steal the show. So we'll see in the next 2 weeks. There's a lot going on.
Those boos for Logan were incredible tonight, and he's checking every box as being this heel. He's the biggest heel, I would say, aside from Cena heading into WrestleMania. Maybe bigger in the sense that everybody hates him. Nobody's rooting for him whatsoever. Nope. Just pretty massive. Raphael, what about you?
I'm looking at the women. They need to step up their game. And I'm talking about the storytelling and maybe the writing as well. Because right now you're being overshadowed by the men. And it's the stories that we're seeing presented by the men. So far, I think the Charlotte Tiffany thing is being buried. And we all talked about the buryiness of Rhea and that storyline. You need to wake up, ladies, or the storytelling in ladies, because it's right now you're getting buried.
I completely agree with you on that. And I do feel like I'm very sad that we are heading into WrestleMania right now without one women's match that we could say we're heavily looking forward to, or one women's match that's even being talked to possibly main event WrestleMania. It's sad. And we've gone back a little bit on that. So I'm hoping that they also, cross the T's and dot the I's on that as well. Get me excited for one of these matches. For me too, guys, heading in, I want to see more from Punk and Roman. We've got teased for Seth Rollins on Raw next week. I want to see Punk. I want to see Roman. I want to see what's going on with this Paul Heyman stuff, because I want to know what that favor is going to be. And I want to know what it's going to be before we get to WrestleMania. Because what is it? He's main eventing. That's great. We still have 2 weeks. We've seen a lot of Seth. I want to see more Roman, and I want to see more Punk, especially with this main eventing the first night of WrestleMania officially. All right, guys, how did we do tonight? I stepped in for Coach. We're wrapping the show up. I gotta know, do we want Coach back? What do we do here, guys? I don't know. I think we did a pretty good job. I think we got some good flow, the three of us. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me tonight on The Last Word. For me, Tommy, and Raphael, have a good night.